Hey guys. I know if Chris, if you didn't say that like every single time, I would forget. Hi Cass, how was your week? Hectic. So hectic. Especially these past 2 days. My Monday through Wednesdays are already kind of hectic, but this week was a lot. So what are the new things? Like new shows. We had, well, technically sex education wasn't new, but I mean, you know what I mean. We had the new season, and then we've got Gen V, and then we had Wheel of Time, but there's only one more episode of that. And then new movie, The Fall of House of Usher. Hey Scott. That's why I say it. I appreciate you. Hey Tracy. We didn't see you last stream. Where you been at? Have you decided what spooky movie you're going to watch? No. I might I don't know. I was thinking about doing the Buffy movie, but I'm thinking if I just want to wait until after I'm completely done with Buffy to watch the Buffy movie, or if I want to do that now. That's the only one that's kind of on my mind. I have another one that I'm planning on doing, but I'm not going to do it for this month. It'll probably be next month for this movie idea that I have in mind. I do want to do a spooky or suspenseful or like something to that aspect, but I don't know what just yet. I haven't made my mind up. Maybe I'll go with The Cabin in the Woods or whatever the second. I think that was the second runner up for that one poll that I did. I miss you guys. We miss you too. So speaking of Wheel of Time, what are you hoping to see or expecting in tomorrow's episode? Shit, I don't know, really. I hope that what's her name? Cian. I hope that her and Moraine, I hope they get back together. Dude, like that was the last episode. The ending to the last episode was just so heartbreaking. So I hope that we see them again in the finale. That's like the biggest thing I'm hoping for. And then I'm surprised by how little that they did in this season. I feel like they would have done a lot more, but they just really didn't. Like everyone's just kind of been staying in the same place, whether it's the same town or the same phase or the same like I feel like Perrin, like he's in the same phase. Like he still doesn't really know a whole lot about what he's doing, who he is, and then there's and like there's only one more episode left. So like what, like surely they're gonna do a lot more in this last episode because I feel like they haven't really done a lot. And then that's why I'm so surprised that the finale came up like the way that it did, because I feel like nothing really got done this season. Like a lot happened in this season, don't get me wrong, and like each episode was good, but no one really went anywhere except for Egwene, Elaine, that's funny, and Nynaeve. Like, they're the only ones that really went through a lot this season. I'm voting for the Thing. Hey, Shania. Cabin in the Woods is my favorite scary movie of all time. And I haven't seen it. It's raining here today, and the highs are supposed to drop from the low 90s to the mid 70s. Ooh. I think it got a little bit warm today, but I think it's supposed to be Sunday. It's supposed to be like 77 or something. But then it bounces back up. And I'm like, what the hell? There it goes. My app didn't want to pull up. Ooh, it went down to 75 as a high. And then it bounces back up a little bit more. But not too bad. It says it got a high up to 86, which, yeah, maybe. Hey, Kat, speaking of Buffy, when are you going back to it? It's happening. I always upload a schedule on my Patreon, and Patreon is a day before YouTube. So if you're ever curious on like what the next thing is to come, you can always check that out. It's free. Like I like make it so everyone can see it on my Patreon, my schedule. But I only have it out on Patreon because like it's Patreon. I don't want to make like a separate one for YouTube. But I'm doing a few this month, and like there's I think a total of like 9 episodes or something this month of Buffy and like Angel, like as in a total for both like the Buffyverse or whatever there's 9 episodes this month, which is a little bit like I feel like a bunch of my patrons were kind of upset that there's not going to be as much Buffy this month, but it's just because there's so many new, like like I said, there's the last episode of Wheel of Time. We're starting Gen V, and the Fall of the House of Usher. I really want to do that, and so like the whole reason why I started Buffy was it was supposed to be a backup show, so that anytime that I didn't have a show that I was wanting to do or planning on doing, then Buffy was going to go up. And then it ended up, everyone absolutely loved Buffy, and it killed all my stuff in like a good way. Like, and so then Buffy and Angel became the main shows. And then, but now because stuff is starting to come back out, now they're kind of taking a back seat, and a bunch of my patrons are kind of upset, I feel like. So, yeah. But it's to really, that was the long version of answering your question. But the next episode is coming out on the 10th on YouTube. Did you know the actress that played Sterling in Teenage Bounty Hunters is in Gen V? Is she? I just watched the first episode. I'm trying to think, was she? I don't think that's her. I don't think that's Sterling, the girl that I'm thinking of. I already kind of have like my favorite character. Oh, it is her. Okay. Yeah, that's who I thought she was. But yeah, I already have my favorite character. She looks so much different, though. I think it's the hair. Her hair is so different. New Warrior Nun news tomorrow. I saw that. I actually just saw that like maybe an hour or two ago. they are taking way too long to have the characters realize their true powers. Like Nynaeve and Rand still don't even know how to use their powers at all. Show really isn't going anywhere. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's funny because so much has happened, but at the same time, nothing has really happened. And I don't know how else to explain that. I feel like if you've watched season 2, then you know what I'm talking about, because especially season 2 compared to season 1, so like it's just the characters haven't gone anywhere, but like I think there's been so much action and like fighting, and like we figured out a lot of things, I feel like, in this season. So that's why I think so much has happened. But because there hasn't really, and there's been character development a little bit, but there hasn't been a massive amount of character development, and I feel like that's where it's not, like, nothing has really happened. I don't really know how else to explain it. Hey, Canadian Ice Dragon. Swan. There you go. Yeah, that's her name. Have you been able to read any more of Wheel of Time? Like, a little bit. I'm on chapter 7. Yeah. I'm on chapter 7. My life has just been so crazy. But anytime I get a good moment, I'll read. It's just because I don't like stopping a page at a time or a few pages at a time. I have to read a whole chapter at once because of the way that like my ADD is and my OCD. I cannot, like, I won't be able to remember anything if I go like a page at a time. So I always have to read a chapter at a time. So when I know that I have like a good moment to read at least one chapter, then I'll do it. So that's why I'm like slow. Is your new fiber optic better for you? Oh my God, you guys. Crazy good. Like, ridiculously better than what we had before. Like, an unedited version of a YouTube video would take, so it's like the entire, most of them I think are like, they range between like 48 to 50 minutes. It would take about that same amount of time to upload. Almost. It's like a smidge less. So it's like anywhere between like 40 to 45 minutes is how long it would take for that to upload. Now it takes 5 minutes for that entire thing to upload, and then an edited version takes like 2 minutes, and then it takes like, not 5 seconds. It takes 2 minutes on the Google Drive thing, and then it takes like it takes literally 30 seconds to upload to YouTube, which is crazy. But also I have to like quickly go through all my settings so that it doesn't like, you know, I don't think it would automatically upload. I think once it's done, if you don't have the settings on there, it has it as unlisted. But it's crazy ridiculous because it would take for an edited version to upload to YouTube 30 minutes on average. For an edited video, which is normally like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the show and the episode and stuff. And it would take 30 minutes to upload onto YouTube. Now it takes 30 seconds. So it's freaking ridiculous how much better it is. Which I knew it was going to be like something like that because, like I said, when my parents lived like a mile down the road from us, they had fiber. And I would always try to go over there to upload my stuff because it would take like not that long. Hey, great that you finally got to see Jack Gleason cameo since he retired from acting, but slowly came back to it. I love how his character is such a different energy than Joffrey. Oh my God. And it took me a minute too, because I was like, when I saw him, I was like, I know that guy from something. But then it took me a minute because I was like, he looks nothing like Joffrey at all. Like it was the eyes. And I was like, oh my God, that's Joffrey. Gleason also recently worked on a movie with Liam Neeson. The trailer is up on YouTube, and the cool thing is they also worked in Batman Begins when he was a little blonde kid a long time ago. Huh. Who's your favorite in Gen V? My favorite so far is Jordan. What you're describing in Wheel of Time is called spinning their wheels. A lot of the movement is going on, but you're not going anywhere. Yeah. That. One last thing, you were right that Jack has very distinctive eyes. It's very shiny for some reason. Yeah, it is. It's the eyes. Like I never, if he had different colored eyes or something, I think I would have eventually have gotten it, but it would have taken me a whole lot longer. Tomorrow's episode should be something big that happens that has implications for everyone. For me, it's basically the start of the real story in Wheel of Time. I can't wait. I love Wheel of Time. Started first just after you, and I'm on second book, The Great Hunt, chapter 6. My ADHD hyperfixation works for me sometimes. Who needs to sleep? Oh, I have to at least attempt to sleep. Yeah, normally, and because normally what I used to do, I mean, as a teenager or whatever, like I used to read a lot when I was. So I would read at least a chapter a night, if not several chapters at night before I went to bed. But I just have a lot of stuff going on nowadays. So it's just, I just try to, usually what I do is if I get a break from work and Zion's taking a nap, then that's when I can do it. But my work's been a little bit hectic lately. So that's what it is. Yeah, fiber optic happiness must be very nice. Mm-hmm. It is. Absolutely love it. Totally worth it. It's gonna be weird because a lot of times I would plan on doing something else while something was uploading, because a lot of times I can't do something else, like if if a video is uploading, I can do something else depending on what it is. I can't go live because it would shut down the live instantly. But I could theoretically do a few other things. But if a video was now it hasn't changed render time or anything. Like my rendering is still taking quite a while. And when something's rendering, I cannot do anything else. So, but anytime when something was uploading or rendering, like I would do something else. I would like wash dishes or do a chore or laundry or, like take a shower or, like plan on doing other things while something was uploading. But now it's so quick to upload that I'm like, well, shit. Okay. I mean, it's all good things. It is, but I didn't fart. That was my arm on the chair, by the way. Horizon Forbidden West. That was hard for me to say for some reason. Horizon Forbidden West is finally appearing on Steam. Is that a show? I thought that was a video game or something for some reason. Is that a show? Do you think they will do all of the Wheel of Time books for the series? If it doesn't get canceled. I feel like they could, as long as it didn't get canceled. Hey, Kirby. Did the phone alert scare you? No, I knew the phone alert was going to happen like an hour before it happened. But no, it didn't scare me. The funny thing is I was like at Target. I was we got a new vacuum like a couple weeks ago and it already broke. Stupid thing. But so I went to go pick up the new one, and like, so I was like outside and everything, and but no, it didn't. I can see how work can be distracting. What do you mean by the air quotes? I guess they're not air quotes, they're physical. They're the actual quotes. What are you talking about, the quotes? I didn't fart. I thought it was a fridge. Chris, get out of here. I heard it was like, yeah, expected it. I don't know. What was it? I didn't even read it, to be honest. Like, because it happened. I was like getting the new vacuum or what. I was like focusing on doing something else. So I didn't actually read it. It went off and then it went away. Distracting from enjoyable, of course. I'm still a little confused. It was a FEMA test legally required. Well, it shows how much it worked because I did not pay attention to it. And I had a call at 2:30, so I was hoping that it wasn't going to happen around that time. Have you seen Bottoms yet? Should I have that be the October movie? Hey, Brian. I was just like thinking of doing something spooky because it's Halloween season. I got all of my stuff for my costume, except for one thing. I want to get one more thing for my costume. And that's it. I think McKenna got all of her stuff. I'm wondering if it's gonna still scare Z to see her in that like makeup and like the hair stuff and everything that we got. Hope not. Who knows? He could end up loving it, but let's see. Hopefully it doesn't. Bottoms is a hot mess, but in a good way. I don't really know that much about it, actually. Distracting, it's a play on words, like the things we have to do to make a living can interfere with reading. Oh, I see what you're saying. And it has kid in it. I know. Yeah, I did see that. I saw, because I didn't ever see any previews or anything, but like I've seen a few like little bits and pieces of it, and I saw that she was in it. Thus, work equals distraction. Yeah, I got it now. Then don't watch Bottoms. It's more of a comedy than spooky. Well, I knew that much about it. Long black leather jacket. Guess you'll have to find out. So excited. I put on everything. I just need to figure out how to have my hair. But I think I have a plan on how to do it. Because like the thing is I was trying to figure out how to make it look good on me and to make it seem like what if Spike was a woman, how would she do her hair? And I think I figured it out. So it's like not that complicated. So I was trying to figure out Like I was trying to take inspiration from punk rock women, and I'm like, but none of them are blonde. It's like trying to figure out what to do with the hair, but then I was like, oh, I know. I got it. I figured it out. So what do you think of the new Patreon update? So far, I really like it. I looked at it this morning because I had to fix the thing at the end of my videos, the scroll patron like thanks that I give or whatever. I had to go through there and update that. Normally I do it on the 2nd, but the past 2 days, like I said, I've been way too hectic. But so when I was doing that, I saw that I was like, oh, it looks different. And then I like looked into all this stuff for the update. I am glad that they're doing it. I'm glad that they keep updating things because I really like Patreon, and I think that it has a lot of opportunity and in it. And I'm so excited for some things to come for Patreon. And I love the concept of it and everything. So I'm glad that they're constantly kind of doing updates to try to make it better. The thing that I wish that they would really, really, really end up doing is I really hope that they end up doing some sort of thing for like video upload more so, instead of us having to paste a link to a video. I hope that it kind of like they do something similar to YouTube, like we can just upload it onto the site versus uploading a link to go to another site to watch it. I really hope that they end up fixing that or updating that. That's the biggest thing that I want them to do. But I can imagine how much money that must cost, like how much storage or whatever that must cost for them to do that. So I'm sure it's probably on their list to do that. But that's why they team up with Vimeo. But Vimeo and my videos don't work because my videos are so massive. Like I might be able to do the edited versions on Vimeo, but I would never be able to do the unedited ones. But yeah, I think the mobile update is even cooler than the website update. But yeah, I think it's still good. Also, another thing I felt a bit weird about the Viv storyline, the classic boyfriend that seems nice, but later turns out is a toxic jerk. Interesting how his texts later get worse and worse. That was kind of, I like that she was very brave in standing up to him and everything. I like that they did that, but at the same time, and I'm like, it gives people like hope to be able to do that as well. But I would have thought that the direction that they would have taken it in, I would have thought that they would have not have gone with that. I would have thought that they would have had her struggle a little bit more with trying to like, because they had her make excuses for him. And I was like, oh, here we go. Like, it's going to be that type of situation. But then, like, at the end of it, she stood up to him. So I didn't think that that's the direction they were going to take that. But I'm glad that they did. I'm just a little shocked by it. Something I learned a few days ago, Ruby Cruz wasn't supposed to be Kit. They were in talks with another woman to play her. Huh. Look at later Joan Jett when she's blonde. Yeah, Joan Jett was one of the ones that would keep popping up when I would look at things, but I don't know if there was a version where I saw her blonde, but I think I figured out what to do with my hair. Because I didn't want to go all out. Like, I didn't want to go, like, something super crazy. But I think I figured out what I'm going to do. Hey, Lucy. If Spike were a woman, do you think he'd be a lot like Faith? No. Yes and no. Because Spike is very interesting. He's a very interesting character. I mean, Faith is too, don't get me wrong, but like the way I see both characters is completely different. So I can understand, like, I see a lot of similarities between the two characters, especially like the character development and the struggle of like good and evil and all that. Like that they share. But like there's, I don't know, there's like a certain vibe about Spike, and there's like, I don't know. I think because of like because of where Spike came from, he was kind of a loser, and you know, like they had him, like they put Spike through so much character development, it's ridiculous. So like, and Spike, he was kind of a loser when he was a human, and so he went from that to what he is now. And Faith wasn't ever a loser. Like she's always kind of been strong and like been her own like person or whatever. Yeah, she's been through some things that have knocked her down a little bit, and you know, she's went through her own stages and her own struggles, but I feel like the two, that's where like I see them differently, is because of where they came from. And like I just see Spike as like, I don't see him as a loser at all. That's not what I'm saying. But like his inner being, like I still see his like human side, and there's like a little, I wouldn't say innocence, because that's not what I think of when I think of Spike. There's like I don't know. And it's not like a scared little boy, but it's kind of like that on the inside. He's just really like vulnerable on the inside. He's like, he's got a hard outer shell, but then he's like squishy in the middle. You know what I mean? So that's like what I think of Spike, and that's not what I think of Faith. Like I feel like Faith is just like, just all the time. Like she has walls, but she's not soft on the inside. I feel like she's always just kind of like she's taking like so much of her like reputation, and like she's just so like, I don't know. That's the best way that I can put it, I think. I don't think she's soft and squishy on the inside, but I think that Spike is. Eliza in leather pants. I'll be right back. One thing I can comment, as much as I liked that scene where Viv breaks down from the experience, I personally don't like the bubble text on screen. I mean, I'm glad that we kind of saw that. He was a fucking asshole. The Patreon search was a godsend. I am glad that they did that, because like I was surprised when I started, they sent me an email and they were like, you've been doing Patreon for 1 year now. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been doing Patreon for more than 1 year. But I was surprised that when I started Patreon that they didn't have a search, like a little search engine, search bubble thing. And I'm like, how do they not have that? And it was so hard. I literally, and on the app, like I think it told me, like I've posted see. I don't even remember where I put this stupid. Oh, here we go. I have over 1,900 posts. Could you imagine? And like some people, some patrons would, and I know like some of you guys have, like scrolled through so much of my videos trying to find like specific ones, and like it was a pain in the ass. Or like what I would used to tell people is, whenever like I would say, hey, if you're trying to watch an older show or something, just message me and I'll just send you the links so that you don't have to like scroll forever. So I'm glad that they do have that search thing. That was like the best thing that they did. Are you and McKenna gonna do a reveal? Well, I mean, we already know what we're going to be, but we're not going to show you until Halloween stream, if that's what you mean. This is what happens when you're not in here on a stream, Tracy. You miss things. I'm going to be female Spike, and McKenna is female Beetlejuice. Have you already watched the first episode of Gen B? Yeah, I watched it right before this, actually. How are you doing? My YouTube's been the worst lately. Every time I go into streams, it's a hit or miss. Keeps telling me the stream is unavailable, but I can see chat. That's why I've been so absent. Oh. But I've been doing good. Yeah, like I said, just not a lot of stuff going on in my life, just it's just a lot all at once, I think. Like, just a lot of, like, having a baby and, like, trying to make sure all his stuff gets done and stuff around the house and work and Evil QK and, like, everything. Sometimes. Some days are way harder than others. Naive romantic. Who is me? He's a sensitive artist. What was he in before he became a vampire? What do you mean, what was he in? Oh, Spike's a naive romantic? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know what you mean, what was he in? He was that, like, he would write poems and stuff and, like about, at least so far of what I've seen from his past, like he would, like, he was a writer, he was a poet, and but his poems weren't that great, or at least that's what they said. Oh, I just forgot, I just might be a little psychic because I actually pictured a scene in my head with Jack Gleason and Emma Mackey in the same scene before. Oh, that's weird. I also guessed that Luther in TUA, I don't know what that is, was going to get with one of the Sparrows since he never had an official love interest. Oh, the Umbrella Academy. I'm like, what's TUA? I figured it out. I like it. I don't think I'm going to do the final season, though. Like, I don't think I'm going to react to it. I might watch it, but I don't know if I'm going to react to it. The last season that I did got horrible views. Like, my view numbers were so low. News from UK, 5 people have been arrested after Just Stop Oil protesters halted a West End performance of Les Mis, showed its members storming the stage and asking the audience stuff. Yeah, there's like protest, like when you protest things, I think that there's like a way to do it, Actually, just meant that I don't like when shows and movies show their text on screen in general. What would you prefer then? Like, if they needed to show something like that, how would you want them to? Huge pain in the butt to find oldest post. Remember when that happened? So happy. Yeah, and that's what, like I said, that's why I would tell people, like, if they were trying to find something, I would tell them, and I'm like, dude, just message me, and I'll just send you all the links. Oh, that reminds me, I think somebody else did ask me for links for stuff, but so I have to send them that. But you know what I also really liked was it was a huge godsend for Patreon to change was the fact that people didn't have to pay on the first of every month, because it could be like, oh, like I'm gonna pay on the 31st of this, like oh, I want to see this video of hers, I'm gonna pay on the 31st, like, or whatever, because I want to watch this video. I don't want to wait till tomorrow, like I want to watch it today, And so they would pay on the 31st, and then once the first hit, it would charge them again. And then, so I always thought that was so dumb. And that was another thing I would tell people beforehand, which it would tell them when they were like making the purchase, like, hey, just as a reminder, it's going to like charge your account again tomorrow on the 1st, because like, that's the way that they would do it. But, and then they gave an option. So I think you can still do it where it charges people on the 1st of every month, and like only the 1st of every month. But I don't do that. I don't like that they had that. So I changed it over to like just charge them whenever it came down to like whatever day that they started, then it would charge them the same day the next month. Like I 100% like love that they had changed that. That means that McKenna is going to do a reveal right now. McKenna. What do you mean she's going to do a reveal right now? I mean a reveal, like hiding behind something, then jumping out. Oh, I did miss you guys. I don't know. Maybe we'll like just come into the door and like runway style or something. I don't know. I hadn't really even thought about it. Other than like dressing up, I'm not sure if I'm gonna decorate the room any sort of way. Because my thing is I would only decorate it for, I don't know, maybe I could decorate it for like from the 25th until the 31st and then clean it up after that. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it anymore, to be honest. My life has been crazy. WTF is up with the Patreon's new P logo. It looks like a deformed kidney bean or something. I noticed that. I'm like, is that a blob? What is that? Like, it's different. I mean, I think that's what they were trying to go for too, is something completely different. Because the original logo like was just like meh. It was so bare basic. I like the new one, but it just looks like a blob. I meant, what was he before he became a vampire? Oh, he was a poet. Do you think the showrunners should have Buffy and Faith do a one night stand with each other? I think that if they, I don't know about a one night stand. I guess it would depend on how the one night stand would go. Like, is it like, do they get drunk and then have a one night stand? Or is it like they have a lot of feelings and then they just do it, but then they regret it afterwards? Or maybe they don't regret it, but then they're like, well, we can't be together, like because of some things. Or like what kind of one night stand would it be? I guess it would depend on what they would do. Sure, they could do a one night stand with them, but I think it just depends on like it. I don't think it should be like a drunken one night stand. I think it should be like an emotional one night stand or something. I'm glad you've been good. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Things just pile up sometimes. How's Zion? How old is he now? He is over 6 months old, which is freaking ridiculous. But he's good. He's big. He's my big boy. He's starting to like open cabinet. So he has this like little, we call it his car, but it's like this little thing that has wheels on it, and he sits in it and he just like goes wherever. Oh my gosh, he's so quick. He'll like start in one room and then he'll end up in another room like that. You just like turn your back and he's gone. And like he's starting to like open cabinets and stuff. We have to like we haven't baby proofed anything because we were like, we'll wait till he starts crawling and then we'll baby proof. But it was just all of a sudden in one day he went from like barely being able to hold himself sitting up to like he doesn't crawl. He flings himself, like he leapfrogs everywhere. And so he's starting to do the leapfrogging thing. And then he zooms around in his little car. And so we have the outlet cover. So we've like done all the outlets downstairs. We haven't done any like upstairs yet, but we've done all the downstairs ones. And then we need to baby proof like other things too. Did that protest just happen? Oh, yeah. I can pay the 15th now and not get charged until the next 15th, for example. It's been great. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I absolutely love the fact that they change it, at least to have it as an option, because like I would purposefully tell people, like, if it was closer to the end of the month and I'm like, if you can wait, just wait, because if not, it's gonna like double charge you. It would only double charge you one time, but I know if that were me, it would agitate me because I wouldn't want it to double charge me. I guess just focus on the phone screens, though, for realism. It's just a personal pet peeve, though. I can see why someone wants to see the text clearly. No, yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. Like, and I was genuinely asking. I hope you don't think that I was just like asking to, like, sarcastically or passive aggressively, like how would you want it to be then? Like, I hope that you didn't get it that way, because I was curious on what you actually thought instead of having the bubbles pop up on the screen. Yeah, it's a choice for creators. Yeah, ever since I changed it, I haven't ever looked back on it. So, because I love that I was able to change that. So those are the two biggest things that I absolutely loved for Patreon. What they did was the search engine, and then being able to switch over the payment thing. I just can't wait until, I'm hoping, because Patreon was started by video content creators. So I'm really hoping, I'm sure it's on their list to be able to hopefully get to a point where they can allow to be kind of like YouTube, and they can like have it to where you can upload videos on there just flat out. I don't know how long that's going to take for them to do that, but I really want them to do that. Yeah, exactly. Plenty of ways to protest. Not in a theater show where people have paid money to see it is well out of order. Mm-hmm. Summon like the B name. It's so ugly. I noticed it yesterday. This logo sucks. Oh, for Patreon? I don't know. The old one was just meh. It was like a kindergartner could have came up with their old logo. That's the only thing. I mean, I guess theoretically, because the new one's just a blob. I mean, it's like meh for the new one, but I think it's better than the old one, at least. I mean, in my opinion, anyway. Worse than X, for fuck's sake. I hate that he changed the name of Twitter. I'm never gonna call it X. I'm sorry. I always get confused because I'll like go when I'm trying to go into Twitter and there's like an X logo and I'm like, where the fuck is my Twitter? To me, Faith and Buffy are the only ones who truly understand each other. I agree. I do agree with that. Well, I think at least in the aspect of like they know what each other's been through. Don't Faith and Buffy make out at some point? I forget. I don't know if we do get to that point. I haven't been there yet, so just be careful because I haven't finished it, so don't give me spoilers. Cass, have you decided to keep him out of the limelight, or are you going to give us brief glimpses here on stream? I think we're probably going to keep him out of the limelight, at least for now. He's starting to really get like features that are his, like that's why I haven't even posted really anything on Instagram that much anymore, because he is so like he is his own being now, and like dude. So I didn't think he was gonna change that quickly, but he kind of has. So I'm trying to figure out like I want to post pictures, especially on Instagram, of him and stuff, but I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious about it. I think that there's nothing wrong for parents to, well, I wouldn't say nothing wrong, but I as long as the parents are doing everything right, like if they want to have their kid like on social media and stuff, like, um for whatever reason, I think it's completely fine as long as like the kid doesn't care or like whatever, you know what I mean? But um my thing is like I don't necessarily want to do, because like what if later on down the road Zion never wanted me to do that in the first place, and then so it's like, well, crap. So I try as much as I think I'm going to try as much as I can to make sure that, he, whatever he wants to do, he like, can do, or, he has control over those kind of aspects in his life and everything. So I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to figure out like what, because I'm a proud mama. I want to upload pictures and my baby's so cute and I want to be able to do things and like, like have him be on stream and chit chat with you guys. And he's so big now. Like I want to have him come on here and have you guys see how big he's gotten and everything. But like now it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I had to get so many refunds back in the day. And yeah, most people would be fine with it. I don't think I've only ever gotten like a couple of people ask for refunds, which I always like, I'd completely understand when it came to that type of situation. So I would always like refund them back the money. But yeah, I haven't had anybody like do that now. Oh, yes, I know what you mean. We call those cars walkers here. Yeah, once they are getting about, you gotta keep on top of them. When Henry was a baby, he tried to chew wires. He's getting to that point because, like, and that's where I have to be careful because, especially during the day, because I'll like watch him from like whenever Anna's at work, and so like I'll be in there and he'll play on the floor or he'll play in the bed or he'll be on my lap or something. And because I'm working, I have my laptop and there's a cord that hangs off of my laptop and he'll try to like grab it because he loves strings and stuff. I think that's kind of a baby thing, but he'll like pull it and yank on it and then he'll like try to stick it in his mouth. I'm like, no. So yeah, that's what he's doing right now. I'm very neuro, so I'd forget. Then hat in hand, very embarrassed. Have to do a message. I'd have to message a Patreon creator. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Creator, like, hey, can I please get a refund? I got charged twice. So cringe. Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of like. Sometimes I'll like go and kind of snoop through Patreon just to see what like people do on Patreon other than like reactors and whatnot. And like a bunch of them, I noticed that if they do it per month and not like per post or whatever, then most of them, I feel like they did it to where it would be like based on the day that they started, not on the first. There's still a couple that like have it to where it's on the first, but not very many. But I love that they're now called Zeets. Who the fuck calls them that? I think Patreon should have their own live stream, in my opinion. They should have that too. Because because I've tried to do that before, and I think that they should do that too. I think that those are probably the two biggest things that they're probably going to try to figure out how to do is live stream on their own and have it to where they can do that video storage to where we could just upload videos on there. But yes, they need to figure out live streaming, because once they do that, I would love to try to figure out how to live stream a reaction. Oh, why? I forgot my train of thought. It's not that I forgot the word, but yeah. Because I tried to do that before and then it epically failed. Because it just says do it on like whatever sites like YouTube or TikTok, or like it gives you options to what site that you can change it to. But yeah. Sorry, I have no idea where you're at with Buffy. I've been letting stuff pile up to binge later. Um, yeah. Just be careful where you're. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with season 5 of Buffy, and same for Angel season 2. Has he been using more words? Not really. It's more like, like that kind of thing. He still says hi. He said hi. Says hi sometimes. He did say hey one time to Anna. That was kind of funny. And then he still says the mama. But those are the only really things that he says. Oh, it was so sad. So last week I think I told you, I don't even remember. Last week I dropped him off to have some every Wednesday he goes over to his grandparents during the day, and he'll like hang out with McKenna. And so they'll hang out with each other for a good part of the day on Wednesdays. And so last week I dropped him off, and I was like going to leave, and he raised his hands and he's like, "Mama," and he's like bawling, and I was like, shit, I can't leave right now. Hold on. So I had to stay for a few minutes because that was the first time he had ever done that. And so I stayed, and it's so heartbreaking to watch him like do that or whatever. And so he did the same thing to Anna Monday. She like he knows when someone's leaving. So because like, you know, like you going out the front door or whatever. So he was very needy Monday. I don't think he felt very good on Monday, but he was very clingy. Anytime someone left the room, he would freak out. But and he's normally not like that, and he hasn't been like that since that day. But anyway, so Anna was like putting on her shoes, and because like she tells him the same thing every time she's like, you know, bye. Like she'll tell him goodbye, she'll kiss him goodbye, you know, whatever, and then she'll put on her shoes and go. And so she did that, and then she put on her shoes, and he runs to her in the little like car thing. He ran over to her, and he's like, "Mama," and he's like crying, and then she's like, "Oh no," and I was like, "Yeah, heartbreaking, isn't it?" And I was like, oh, oh no, and I didn't know if Anna was gonna go to work. She was like just standing there. She was like, "I really have to go, but that's so sad." I was like, "I know." So what I did, because I was like, she has to go to work. So like I picked him up out of the car, and I like held him as he was like trying, because he wanted to go to her, not to me. But like I was like, well, let me help him out a little bit. So I was like holding him as he's like crying for his mama. Zion, sorry if it's misspelled. No, actually, you spelled it right. It's such a cool name, by the way. Is it a reference to what I think it is? Probably not. It's not really. It's not a reference to anything. It's not religious. Like we don't have it. Like it's not religious. It's not like after the park. It's not from Jenny in Georgia. It's not from like anything like that. But like it's now. Anna, it was Anna's name that she had picked out, but like she first heard of it, like, well, not first heard of it, but like whenever we were trying to pick out baby names, that's when Jenny and Georgia came on one day, and I can't remember. I think she watched this show. I got her to watch it. That's where it all came from. So like, because I reacted to it, I just couldn't remember if I made her watch it, but she did. So she watched it, and she goes, "Oh my gosh," she goes, "You know what name I really like for a boy?" And then she said Zion. And it took me a while to come around to it, because I was like, and I came up, well, my thing is like, I have all these other names that I really like. I really liked E names. So I liked Emmett and Elijah, and what other ones did I like? She liked Ezra, and I'm like, Ezra's okay. But like I had all these other E names that I really liked. And then she there was and then there was, I really liked Lincoln, and like there was so many other names that I really, really liked. And we would tell people, like, these are our name. Like, what do you think of these names? And everyone absolutely loves Zion. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and of course, Anna's like, if you don't like it, we won't name him that, you know, whatever. Like, we'll find another name that we absolutely love. For the girl name, we figured it out like that. We absolutely loved it. But for his name, it took me a little bit to come around to it. But then I think like one day I was like, you know what? No, I actually really do like it. I think because in my mind I was thinking that it was like just something like super religious, and I'm like, no, like I don't want to do that, and like, you know, whatever. But as I was thinking about it, I was like, well, if I don't think about it in like a religious way, I think it is a really cool name. So I think that's where I came around, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I really like it. So you want your child to have agency and autonomy, which is great. Yeah, I want him to be able to do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? And well, of course, within reason. Like, we want to raise him to be like, whatever you want to do, you do it, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. And like, you know, morally, you're good. And, you know, everything. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt others. And like, whatever you want to do, just, you know, do it, pursue it, you know, do whatever. And if that's not being on camera, then it's not being on camera. So, you know, keep an eye on Zion. Safety first. Really? Now I have that echoing in my head. S. Whatever. I seem to remember that Free Bicycle Tours connected her live streams through Patreon. Yeah, you can do that. That's what I was, whenever I did the live stream, that's how you do it. So I would like set up, well, that's what I would try to do for like a live reaction. I would start it on, so you start it on Patreon, but it says, where do you want it connected to? Like, because you can't live stream on Patreon. It says, okay, well, what website? When your patrons see this, what website are you taking them to once they click on this post, your live stream post? Where are you taking them to? Are you taking them to YouTube, or are you taking them to TikTok? Or are you taking them to like where? And so that's where like you connect it from Patreon to like YouTube or whatever. But because YouTube, even if you set it as private, like it won't allow you to do a like live reaction to a show or something. It immediately shut me down. So I really hate the Patreon player though. It's so bad, worse than Twitch. Patreon still has a lot to fix, don't get me wrong. But I think that they have been, my thing is I'm glad that they've been working on it though. You can tell that they've been working on different things. So hey, Sweden. Can't wait to see you react to Buffy again. I know a bunch of people can't wait for Buffy to come back. I gotta try to mix in some other things too. Hey, Joanne. If Patreon does have live stream, are you going to do both or keep your live stream on YouTube? I would probably keep my live stream on YouTube, but if I ever wanted to do a live reaction to something, I would love that's where I would like end up doing it there. Like if I did it like a once a month live reaction to something, or if I set it up as a special tier, like if I wanted to do a tier and I would like maybe live react a video for someone, or like with someone maybe, or like there's so many opportunities that could be there for me if they started to do like if they opened up the live stream just like for Patreon. But yeah, I would still do my Wednesday live streams here on YouTube, but If and when Patreon ever sets up their own way to do that, I would end up doing both, just trying to, like, it would be a different type of live stream over there. It would just be live reactions. Hey, Shar. Tissue alert, he has the best moms. I know, like, that was a hard moment when because he knew I was leaving, and he was like, Mama, and then I was like, oh man, I was like, I can't leave right now. I no joke, after he did that, I like held him for like 10 minutes because I was like, I can't let him go right now. It is going okay, and I was in Dundee from last Friday. Oh, I do that every time with yours. Have you seen any trailers for movies that you want to see lately? No, I haven't been to the movie theaters in like, I don't even know how long. Not really. I wanted to see Bottoms, but I haven't been to the movie theater to see it. I don't, any show or like any movie I want to see at the movie theaters, no one else would want to go with me because they don't like the same stuff that I do. I could do it by myself, but I'm just so busy. I don't have a problem seeing a movie by myself. I do that. I used to do that sometimes. It was fun. But yeah, I wanted to see Bottoms. I wanted to see Barbie. I wanted to see that Super Mario one or like whatever. And those are the ones that recently, like, I really wanted to see, but I just didn't. And another thing is like, it costs so much. So. I think that Barbie is the only movie I've seen in theaters this year. I haven't seen that one yet either. I haven't seen any of those three. Are you thinking about reacting to Bottoms? Yeah, I am thinking about it. I kind of wanted to do a spooky one for October, but maybe I do Bottoms. There's the only two movies that I think about doing is Bottoms, and then there's the Buffy movie. But I don't know. I think I kind of want, what I wanted to do with the Buffy movie is wait until I was completely done with the show and then do the Buffy movie. Because then I feel like I would be able to make like more connections and stuff, like maybe once I was done with the show. How you do Bottoms. That's hilarious. The Thing 1982, it's got a young-ish Kurt Russell. How old is Kurt Russell now? I feel like if I did do I feel like if I do the Bottoms movie, I would get like, I feel like I would get a decent amount of views, and like numbers wise, I would get a fair amount. But it's like October. It's like Halloween season. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I don't have time to do like a third movie. So, and I want to continue doing The Hobbit, even though my last Hobbit movie didn't get like a large amount of views or whatever, but I feel like I started it, so now I have to finish it. Me and my aunt, Joanne, he's in his 70s. It's crazy. Like, He looks older, but he doesn't look like he's in his 70s. What does he look like nowadays? I say that. Yeah, okay. He looks a little older. He might look like he's in his 70s. Man, Kurt Russell, though. He is a great actor. You could always react to the original scary movie that gave us so many tropes. Halloween 1979-ish. LOL, it is a classic. So Barbie off the table? No, it's not off the table. I don't know. Shit. I'm just kind of stuck for like the next movie, which I'm not gonna watch a movie this week, and it would be because what I do is I watch the movie on a weekend and then get it ready and set up and everything to go out like and edited the Monday after, the Tuesday after on Patreon. I don't remember. But no, it's not off the table. I'm just trying to figure out because probably the last movie because I'm trying to do like 2 movies a month, and the second movie is like the next Hobbit. So I'm trying to figure out what to do for this coming up movie. And like I was thinking about doing a scary movie, but because it's like Halloween-ish. I don't think that Barbie will be legally streaming until November. Well, then there you go. There's another thing right there. You know what? You could do the safety dance. Oh my gosh, Chris. You're just always trying to keep that song stuck in my head, aren't you? Barbie's available to stream beginning September 12th. Well, yeah, but I think it's like, I think you have to pay for it, right? Yeah. That's what I was asking. Do you think like reacting to music videos is something you don't normally do? Um, I do. Yeah, I do. I feel like I say it a lot, but I really like music. I just don't really like today's music. But I do. I'm a huge music fan. So, yeah, the thing is I feel like I don't have a whole lot of like opinions and stuff when it comes to music. Like I just don't feel like I bring enough to the table to do a music video. Like I don't know enough about it to do it constantly. Anxious viewers will find it on Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Google Play, Vudu, and other platforms. I agree. It's safe to dance. Keep the moves going. Getting Cans to dance in her dreams. The only safe dance is a safety dance. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. If she doesn't dance, then she's no friend of mine. Get her to teach us a safety dance. But your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friend of mine. Trying to say that without singing it is hard. Say, Joanne, do you come from a land down under? Gosh. I figured that would have started the early karaoke cause we can dance if we want to. It's hard. It's hard not to sing it. I'm singing it in my head, though. Do a let's play of DDR. What's DDR? We can dance, we can sing. It looks like Vudu's the cheapest video on demand option for now, $19.99. The other platforms have it at $24.99. For Barbie. We are in your head, just let it out. Dead Dead Redemption, Dance Dance Revolution. I don't think that YouTube would allow us to do a Dance Dance Revolution thing. It would shut this stream down so quick. And we can act like we come from out of this world, leave the real one far behind. I sing it in my head first and then I say it. That's how I can get away with it. I hope you make more than $20 for most videos on YouTube. No, I don't. I wish, but I don't. The thing is like, depends on the video, depends on if it's a show or if it's a movie, and depends on like what show, what movie, and it depends on how long it is. I would tell you, if it let me monetize Lord of the Rings, the first movie, I definitely could have gotten at least $200 off of that if it let me monetize it. Because it's long. It's got 60K views now. Over 60K views. And it pulled in a lot of people on Patreon though. Lord of the Rings, so that's another thing. Like, I look at, when I upload stuff, I look at a lot of things. Like, does it pull people over to Patreon? Does it, like, because some stuff, if I'm trying to figure out if I should continue something or not, my strategy has definitely changed from when I first began. Because a lot of times when I would look at something, I would look at other reactors to see if they were doing it and how it was performing against their own videos. And like, that's what I used to do. Now I just do it against my own stuff. So I do it like I'm about to figure out if I need to continue Gen V or if I'm going to not do Gen V. So if I continue a show or not, it's going to depend on the views and the monetization on the YouTube videos and if it's bringing people over to Patreon. If it's got at least 2 out of the 3, then I'm keeping it. And then depending on if it only has 1 out of the 3, it depends on how well that 1 out of the 3 does. So Lord of the Rings does 2 out of the 3. It has a butt ton of views. So it brought over a bunch of freaking subscribers. So I've gotten, like, out of the whole Lord of the Rings thing, I probably got 700 to 800 people of new subscribers onto my YouTube channel. And then it brought over quite a bit of patrons. So it got 2 out of the 3. And I wish I could have monetized on that. Are you kidding me? I could have, just from the first movie, I could have instantly made $200 off of that easily. And then of course it would just keep going too, because it's the movies especially, like, they would keep going. And then Warrior Nun, I made pretty good on Warrior Nun season 2. Warrior Nun season 2 is my best show that I've ever done. But on average, I make anywhere, I can tell you. On average, I make anywhere between like $6 to $9 per episode. But that's $6 to $9 a day. And then it'll kind of gradually keep growing because people will more than likely go to my other videos, and then those will grow, and then brand new people will come in because they've seen how, like, the older video, like, you know, it all kind of like keeps growing. So right now it's doing anywhere between $6 to $9 a day, but like per video. But then next year it usually the way it goes. So last year it was doing between like $4 to $7 a video per day or something like that. But now it's doing like 6 to 9, and then like next year it'll be even more, you know. So it just depends. And then like I said, if it brings in at least 2 out of the 3, then I'm keeping it. And if it only brings in 1, it just depends on how big is the one. Mute the music, just follow the arrows. I don't even have Dance Dance Revolution. I had it when I was a kid, but I don't have it now. Today I was buying bread from a man in Brussels. Really? He was 6'4" and full of... I'm an idiot. I didn't even make the kick because I fully had it out of my mind. Whatever. I genuinely thought that's what you did. Did I already ask if you've seen the first episode of Gen V? I can't remember your answer. If so, sorry. Yeah, no, I did. I did it right before I went live. Yes, I got her. Well, you got me to... I said it, but I didn't sing it. How much do you make per square butt ton? Like, my Warrior Nun videos, the highest Warrior Nun video I think made last time I checked on it, it made $130, and that was one video. $130 between when I normally make 6 to 9. 130 is a butt ton in my book. Let me see where it's at now. Is it this one? I don't remember which one it was. Like each Warrior Nun video. Each Warrior Nun video, it was like $100 per episode. Like, that is ridiculous. Okay, I think it was this one. Let's see how much this one made. Okay, so this one made 142. The best Warrior Nun video that I ever did. I got 228 subscribers off of one episode, one video, $142. And there's still people viewing it, like, as we speak. And it only has 37K views. And that Lord of the Rings movie is over 61,000 views. So that would have done, like, theoretically, at least twice as good, because that one Warrior Nun video was 16 minutes long, and this Lord of the Rings movie is 3 times longer. So it would have done at least twice. So I'm looking at $250 to $300 if they would have allowed me to monetize it. But it didn't, unfortunately. This Cobra Kai video, I made $62 at 78,000, but it wasn't like, I just started out, so it wasn't like that long of a video. It was only like 14 minutes. Oh, the Dickinson video. That's like my number 2 best video of all time. Almost 75,000 views at $163 just for that one video. So some of them are like that. I consider a butt ton compared to $6 to $9 on average. Oh, buddy. I wish some of my stuff was like that. Hey, Kenna. Did Warrior Nun season 2 do better, or did Wednesday? Oh, Warrior Nun. Wednesday was still really good. Don't get me wrong. Wednesday was still really good. But not as nearly as good as Warrior Nun. Like even Sex Lives of College Girls did better than Wednesday. I'm trying to see where Wednesday's on the list. Gap did better. Jenny and Georgia did better. Heartstopper season 1 did better. Here we go. And then Wednesday. And this one Wednesday video made $43. One video made for it. That's still a lot compared to 6 to 9. So yeah, anytime when I get something like that, it's like, woo! But like this, like the one, what is it? Sex education. So that first video of like sex education, so far it's only made not even $3. But the thing is with sex education, it brings in, well, okay, so mainly why I did sex education, because I did season 3 before, and I was contemplating not continuing doing sex education, but it actually made my older sex education videos grow a lot more. So that's actually why I continued doing sex education, because it was only pulling 1 out of 3, but for some reason it was blowing up my older sex education videos. So I was like, oh. So it honestly just kind of depends on like what happens, like, and why I choose to continue doing a show or not. But that's probably why I'm not going to continue doing the Umbrella Academy, because it only ever I don't even think it pulled over 1 out of the 3, because it bombed it everywhere, which is shocking because I got a bunch of requests to do it. Sounds like Lord of the Rings has been Hobbit forming for your channel. Oh god, that was a good one. Salted caramel ice cream? No, it's yogurt. Lemon flavored. A buttload is an actual measurement, is it? I say butt ton all the time. Americans don't measure in metric, everyone, so you have to ask how many butt tons per Freedom Eagle. You're really into that spoon. Sure, you're gay. Oh, I'm gay. No question about it. The costume reveal and too, and we can dress real neat from our hats to our feet and surprise them with the victory cry. You almost had me. Didn't get me. Is it raining there, Cass? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover. No, it's not raining here, actually. What show takes the #1 spot? Technically, like, I mean, Warrior Nun season 2 just demolished everything for the most part. Although it didn't get the most views. So like my video that has the most views is like a Cobra Kai video. But then the other Cobra Kai videos are just like okay. Well, they're a little bit more than okay. They're like, I don't know. They're not like the best ones, but Cobra Kai does pretty well for me. But a Cobra Kai video hit the top for like views, and then the second one is that Dickinson episode. And then my gay movies do really well. But yeah, probably the biggest show that I've ever had is probably Warrior Nun because of Warrior Nun season 2. How did Willow do for you? Really good. Willow did, which I'm surprised actually. I'm not, but I am. Because when I first did it, it wasn't getting a whole lot of views. But then I think it got a lot of views after it like got canceled, then like everyone started watching it. So then it made me even more money. So it makes on average, like it made almost $10 per video on average. So it was good. But my Buffy videos, they make bank. Let me tell you. My Buffy videos, season 5 is going to be ridiculous. I'll tell you that much right now. But my Buffy videos, they make Buffy season 4 is the highest Buffy money making for me. Buffy season 4 averaged at $17. Season 3 was $15. Season 1 was $12. Season 2 was $11. And season 1 of Angel is at $9. But I can tell you season 5 is going to be even more than season 4. So that'll end up taking... So far, my best show this year has been Ginny and Georgia, season 2. Ginny and Georgia season 2 has averaged at $21 per video. But I bet you Buffy season 5 is going to take that over. Because just the last Buffy episode, that episode 516, has already made $57. It's already made $57. And that was... It came out, what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Week and a half ago? So it's gonna overtake Ginny and Georgia, for sure. But I need more variety out there. I mean, if I was only about money, yeah, I would only end up doing Buffy. But eventually, Buffy's gonna end anyway. So, like, business-wise speaking, I need to add more variety in there. But it's gonna overtake Ginny and Georgia season 2. That's for sure. Lemon flavored yogurt, unsubscribed. You don't like lemon flavored? Do you like other lemon flavored things? I love lemon flavored stuff. Do you think you'll react to the movies when they come out? Hell yeah. Are you going to add new tiers to your Patreon in the future? I'm sure. But not in the near future. The only thing so far that I can like foresee doing any more tiers is if Patreon, like I said, does that live stream where they do it for like them and not connect to another website, or I don't know. It depends on, it pretty much is going to depend on what Patreon does next. Well, dang, I almost got you. And you can act real rude and totally removed. And I can act like an imbecile. Still didn't get me. I'm waiting for you to do one specific Buffy episode. I think that one will be your top Buffy reaction. So far, that one, the 516, is the best Buffy one. I think. Let me look. I'm sure it's done better than the first one. So far, views-wise, it's the first episode. Oh, yeah. It overtook that in money. Money, the first one did $34 so far. The first episode. But 516 did better than that. 515 did $32. So it'll probably go higher than that first episode too eventually. The other ones don't quite go up that high. The body is a big episode. It is. Do you want us to leave the stream so you can be alone with the spoon? What am I doing with the spoon? This is how I eat with a spoon. Is it not what anybody else does with the spoon? I can't wait for Ginny and Georgia season 3. I know, me too. But The Body is the best episode of TV ever. Heartbreaking though it is, it's the most honest piece of written material ever. It was so, I'm telling you, and so far, that could be the best episode that I have ever seen on like any show. It doesn't mean it's my favorite episode, just objectively, it's good. It is. What would it take to do a full Xena reaction? It would have to be a Patreon request or something, because I have so many plans for content that unless it's a Patreon reaction, I can't really do anything else. Right, I'm off to sleep now, nearly 2 a.m. in UK. Bye for now. Bye, Mikey. Good night. I don't know what Buffy episode is bigger than The Body other than maybe the last. Body's epic song, especially amazing. Kenna, are you still in here? You should do a Ginny and Georgia episode with me again. Whenever season 3 comes out. When does season 3 come out? Do we know yet? We probably don't even know yet. Yeah, they don't even have like a roundabout date. I'm assuming next year. I don't know. It probably got affected by the strike, the writer strike. I'm still tore up over that episode. I would rate Dark over The Body. Since it's not self-contained, you have to rate seasons of that instead of episodes. We could do that. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Maybe we could do like more than one episode or something too. Maybe we can do like the finale together or something. Maybe we'll do like the first episode and the last episode together or something if you want. You guys could have Bloody Marys during that costume stream. Ooh, I didn't ever think of that. Maybe. I do love me some Bloody Marys. It's an outrage that The Body didn't even get a single Emmy Award nomination in 2001. There's a lot of amazing movies and shows that just don't get like awards or even like noms. Buffy is a genre show, and those don't really get Emmy noms back then. Well, I've had a Bloody Mary since then, Kenna. Maybe I think that was the last time that you and I had one together. Yeah, but I think the last time we had one together, that was when I wanted to go on an adventure. But I've had a Bloody Mary recently. I've had a Bloody Mary a couple, I think, since then. What about Special Ops Lioness? Any plans to watch? I don't even know what that is, so no. Anything other than what I have planned, like in my head, is gonna have to be a request. Because I definitely have plans for the rest of the year, for sure. And then, let me see how long this one. I don't know math. Mm. It's only like a couple of months. I don't know. Since it is spooky season, do you want to do a ghost hunt in a supposedly haunted place? If you do, I would like to join you. What do you mean by that? What happened on that adventure? Anytime when I get drunk, I'm crazy. I like don't even remember half of it. I remember throwing up in my mom's car. And it wasn't that long ago. It was pre-Z, of course. But it was like 2 years ago? Ish. I think it's about to be 2 years ago. Bloody Mary is prime breakfast when necessary. May or may not gay ladies. We definitely need to have some drinks though. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, it's cool, Kenna. You can say whatever. Drunk me is a little crazy. I would love to send my favorite martini ingredients for you both one time during a reaction collab. You were best friends with my girlfriend? I know. I remember. Because I remember when I first. So the thing is I drank so. Okay, so it was a combination of being drunk / anxiety. Like I was having an anxiety attack at one point too. So like anxiety and alcohol does not mix. But I remember I had like 2 Bloody Marys, but the thing is my dad makes drinks so strong. So I had like 2 Bloody Marys and I was drunk, and I can hold my alcohol pretty well. Well, at that time I could hold it pretty well. So that's, and then my dad is like, well, both of my parents, they were like, you can hold your alcohol. What is with you? So I think it actually is because my anxiety, and then it like lowered my tolerance and everything. So it was a combination of that. And then I had like 2 Bloody Marys. And I remember I was like running around my parents' house, like running around. And then my mom was like, my mother-in-law was there at the time too. And like quite a few people were there. And I was running around, and then my mom had to go she went to go pick up food for everybody or something, like at Culver's or something at the drive-thru. And Jenna said she was going. So I was like, ooh, I want to go with Jenna. And I was like, because Jenna's my best friend. And like, I don't know. Like, I wanted to go with Jenna. And then Anna was like trying to talk me. She was like, no. Because like everyone knew I was like drunk. And so Anna was trying to talk me out of it. Like, no. Why don't you come lay on the couch and like close your eyes for a little bit or something? It's like, no. I said, if Jenna's going, I want to go with Jenna. I'm going to go on an adventure. And like, and then I remember something, and my brother went with us too. I remember being in the car, and we went through the drive-thru, and somebody commented, I can't remember who it was, because all of us were gay in there, I think, because it was me and Kenna, I think you were there too. So I think you were there, and Jenna, and then Jack and my mom. And I think that was it. Was there anybody else in there? Somebody had commented and said that the drive-through guy was cute. And then I remember catcalling the drive-through guy. And so I was catcalling the drive-through guy. And then that's really honestly all I can remember. And then I remember being in the bathroom throwing up. That's honestly all I remember. The honesty, thanks, Cass. And I'm pretty open about all that stuff. If I remember correctly, last time Cass drank Bloody Mary, she got in a fight with Terry Crews and whipped him. Then she acted real rude and totally removed. Gay Lady's comment was for the special ops show. Oh, gotcha. You only ate like one egg too, so no food in your system. Yeah, so I had no food in my system. My anxiety, because the thing was, is I had like just got a job offer for the current job that I have now, I think. So I got a job offer. Like, so I was trying to, I think, relax from all the stress and the anxiety. And then it just like, yeah. Loving this recap. I still don't think I ate any food after that. Because I remember when because I told mom, first of all, the drive-thru was not far from their house. The drive-thru was like maybe 2 or 3 miles from their house. And then we were on the way back. And as soon as mom like pulls out of the drive-thru, I told her, I'm like, you got to pull over. I'm going to throw up. So she pulls over and like, I'm sticking my head out the car. Like I opened the car door. I don't even get out. I'm just leaning my head over and my mom's like, we're almost home. We're like a mile away from home. She's like, because I can't get it to come out for some reason at this time. And my mom's like, do you think you'll make it? We're like a mile away from the house. And I say, yeah, I think I can make it. And I almost make it. It was, the thing is like in their neighborhood, you have to make so many turns. And so I think that's where it got me. But it was the last turn on their street. And I'm like doing the thing where I'm like, I'm about to throw up and I'm like I remember this moment too. Cause Jenna was sitting right next to me. And I'm doing the moment where it's like, cause I'm about to throw up. So I'm like swallowing it back down. And so I'm like, and everyone can hear me swallowing because I'm trying to hold it down. And Jenna's like, she's swallowing. Like Jenna's freaking out. She's like, she's swallowing. And then as soon as we pull in the driveway, I throw up. Like I can't even like, I aim for the floor because she's got those weather mats. I aim for the floor and I just throw up in her car. And then, so as soon as we get there, I remember I had a sinus infection during this time. So like all my throw up was Bloody Mary and sinus stuff. So I remember, and I get out. I was barefoot too. I was still barefoot. I never did end up putting on shoes. And I like get out of the car. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Oh, that was pretty crazy. That was one of my crazier moments of like drinking that I've ever had. All of us were gay there. Oh, guys, we need to get Cass. Well, not that drunk. No, not that drunk. Hitting on a guy, I knew it. She's one of them straights. I don't remember what I just remember catcalling him. I don't remember doing. I think I was, because you know what it was? I think I was trying to embarrass my brother. I think that's what I was doing. I was trying to it's not that I was actually catcalling him. It was that I was embarrassing my brother. Because it was all of us. We were all girls in the car except for my brother. He was the only boy. And my poor brother and dad, they're the only males in this huge like female family. Now there's Zion, so at least we have another boy. But like it's this family is overrun by women, let me tell you. So like I think I was trying to embarrass my brother. That's what we were doing. Your storytelling is amazing. I would like to hear more of your stories. You're one of the, unless you're being sarcastic, you're like one of the only people that say that, because the way I tell stories is I give so much detail to it that it's like, and then I stopped here and then I saw a squirrel and then I go back and then I'm walking and I turn and then I'm walking again. And like, that's so people make fun of me because I give so much like detail to it. Yeah, I was there. I had everything written down to help mom order. We had to order for so many people. It was so stressful. And you were yelling at the freaking drive-through guy. I don't even remember. So what did he do? That poor guy. He's going to remember that for the rest of his life too. He's probably has some stories like, I remember getting catcalled by this crazy lady in this car. Alcohol and no food is disaster. Been there, done that. We pulled over for you to throw up and you were like, no, I don't want to. Well, normally when I get drunk, like if I get to that point, I try to force myself to throw up because like, oh God, it's so bad. I've only ever like threw up drunk. Like I've only been throw up drunk like twice, like 2 or 3 times. Including that time. Does your accent get thick when you're drunk? Oh yeah. Kenna, does that egg stick in your mind because of the Gurk moment? Kudos to every person. Please pull over. Nah. Swallowing, that's so hetero. No, I just remember like because we were in the car and Jenna was just like, she's swallowing, like yelling she's swallowing as my mom's like oh God, WTF did I join? No, I was telling about a time when I actually, well, the last time I got drunk. This was like almost 2 years ago. The chant of she's swallowing in on repeat. Earworm now. Thanks. I shouldn't have been eating anything while listening to this. That's the only thing I remember. Drive-through guys with Cassie PTSD. So you did pull over, but she got barf shy. I think because like it was off the highway, so like everyone can see you. So and it was like at an intersection too. So it's like so many cars going through this area. So like in where she pulled in at was this like driveway. It's like this it was this like driveway place that was at a corner of an intersection. And like, so, I mean, you're like on display so I think that was in my mind. Like, I'm like, oh God, a bunch of people are about to watch me throw up, even though like no one's going to freaking like first of all, they can't see me or whatever, you know what I mean? And then like I think just having that memory of throwing up in this like random place and this like driveway thing of like this business, and then there's like vomit on the yeah, I don't know. I think that's why I couldn't bring myself to throw up. I was like holding it back so bad. But I think I was the one that said the drive-through guy was cute. Oh, I think I was catcalling him because I think you said he was cute, and then Jack said, "Yeah, he is cute" or something. Because there was a couple of people that kept saying he was cute, and I was like, "Ooh, the drive-through guy is cute," or something, and like so I was just being loud about it. I think that's what was happening, right? She's telling about the time she hit on a guy, then swallowed. That's not what happened. Ooh, we should all share an embarrassing story. Yes, you should. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I really like to hear more of your stories because you don't hold anything back. Oh no, I don't. I have no, like, I think it's really hard for me to get embarrassed. Like I will do some goofy ass shit, even if like I'm not drunk. I will do some goofy ass shit just to embarrass somebody else. And I think I used to embarrass my brother so bad when he was growing up. And like I used to pick him up from school sometimes, and like whenever I would pick him up from school, I used to call his name out, like, because his name's Jack, so I used to be like, Jack, and I used to be like so loud about it. Be like, Jack, I'm like, go get in the car, Jack, and like with all of his friends like standing out there like waiting to get picked up by other people. Yep. So I'd embarrass him so much. I think that's what happened, though. I think, Kenny, you mentioned that he was cute, and then Jack said, yeah, he is cute. And then I was like, and then that's what happened. I was just being loud about it. The good news about being my age is you can't remember the embarrassing stories. I have so many embarrassing stories. Wait, of me? Or are you saying about yourself? Kenneth, spill the tea. Hit us with your best shot. Yeah, come on. Come on. I can match your crazy stories with my stories about my life. I mean, I've got story. I've for sure got stories. I have to figure out like what to tell everybody. I didn't even realize what time it was. You've heard about the sex on the beach and tourists with cameras, right? There was like one specific time that you were talking about? Time is flying like a ninja. It's Kenna's fault. Well, because she got me talking about that time, the last time that we had Bloody Marys. I didn't realize how much the time would go by. More entries for the Chronicles of Danger Bone Cass. Maybe I'll share on stream. Ooh, yeah. Next time you come here, we'll have to talk about some of your stories. I'm sure there's even stories that I don't know about. Kenna, you better. Yes, on one of our stream after dark, my most embarrassing moment for real. Fair. Threw up in my baseball hat when I was sick as a kid on a trip on a school bus. Full kid stories. I've told a lot of stories on stream before, though. I don't know if there's any stories that I haven't told. We'll continue this with the next stream. Yeah, we'll have to, because I'll have to think about some more stories or something, especially ones that I haven't told before. Because I've told a lot of stories. In pre-K, I once stole a $20 bill from my teacher and got caught. Sent to the principal's office. It taught me to steal better as a kid. Wow. Alrighty, guys. Well, this was super fun to do this stream. I fell down the stairs after seeing the Hunger Games in the theater. Aww. But anyway, by the next stream, there'll be like a Buffy and an Angel video out at least one of each, if not more than that. Or like 2 Buffys and 1 Angel, or 2 Angels and 1 Buffy. I don't know, something like that. But yeah. So anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.